Dusty, come here. Good girl. Ready?
Yeah.
I'm Katrina, and this is So and Tare. I'm here with my dad and their dog Dusty. Say hi. And today we're talking about camera traps. We also call these trail cameras, wildlife cameras. Basically what it is a motion or heat detected motion sensor automatic camera. So he sets these up in the yard to see just what the wildlife is in the backyard.
At night.
At night, right. So you can set these, I know you can't see them because the little girl's in the way, but that's okay. I'll zoom in on this, but there are multiple kinds of brands, multiple types. There's ones that connect up with your cell phone now, there's new ones, old ones, all that. And they all, yeah, Wi-Fi, they all mostly work. There are some older ones that I wouldn't recommend, but hopefully if you're getting one, it'll be somewhat newer. So I've used these in my work as a wildlife biologist, and so we set them up maybe somewhat differently than someone who's just wanting to know what's on their property, because we have a species that we're aiming for and all of that. So basically how these work, so he has them set up for at night only.
And the video.
And it's video. So you can set it up for pictures or video, and you can set it up in different increments. So, you know, if you had a picture already and that animal's there for a minute, you don't get like picture after picture. So you can time it out. So there is an infrared sensor on this, and it senses infrared. You know, it senses the heat, it senses the motion as well. And so when that happens, it'll take a picture. And
supposedly the animals can't see it, but I've seen them look at the camera.
Yeah,
so
they see it.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're not supposed to see it, but they see it. It's a red, it comes up as red. Yeah. So basically he has a system where it is a mobile camera. We can move it around. I'll show you guys closer in a bit, but basically it's a bucket painted just to be kind of a little camouflage, with a stake that's screwed onto the bucket, and then this is mounted to the stake. So if you guys look around behind us and all this, we have juniper trees and sagebrush. It's not like we have any big trees that you could attach it to. They also come with like a strap that you can attach it to a big tree. There's multiple ways to mount these, and you can do it lower or higher. This is mounted about the height that is appropriate for like a coyote or a fox or a badger. What else have you seen on here?
What we have here?
That's what you have.
Skunks.
Skunks, yeah. Cats.
And gobs of rabbits.
Right, rabbits, jackrabbits.
Deer.
So this is a good general height. If you're going after deer, yeah, you get deer pictures too. If you're going after deer and only deer, you'd mount it a little higher. But they're really fun because you get to see what's out at night or what's even out during the day. Like I said, you can set the time and all that. But what we're doing today is every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks he collects the cards. It's just the same little SD card like you put in a camera. You collect the cards and look through the pictures, and then do you immediately put, when you collect the card, do you immediately put one in?
When I'm done.
When you're, because you're only doing nighttime,
yeah.
Right? So I've been on projects where you collect the card, and when you collect it, you put a new one in.
Yeah.
And we have a data sheet that says like what number card goes in what number camera. He doesn't do that, but you don't do a data sheet.
No. They're numbered.
Right. So both the camera and the SD card are numbered, so that he knows what camera and what SD card go together, where it was, and all that. And then something else why it's important to do that is if you're getting an error on your SD card or on your camera, you know which one it is. Hi, sweetie. All right, go for it. So these are Bushnell. They're pretty popular in like hunting and all that.
I have the waterproof and all that stuff.
Yep, waterproof. Has 8 batteries inside.
So yeah, I turn it off here. I have the battery meter here, so I'm good for a while.
How long does the battery usually last for these?
A year maybe.
Okay.
And then I turn it off and the car's right here.
Comes out. Sometimes they're hard to get out, aren't
And
they?
these fingernails, yeah. And number one here, and number one here.
Mm-hmm.
So I know which is which. Then I just close it until I leave it turned off until I'll put the car back in.
So here's another one, and you can see just taking a fence post, those little ones. And then something else I didn't mention is we just have gravel in the bottom, and there's holes drilled in the bottom of the bucket so that the rainwater doesn't fill it up. And that's important only because you don't want random buckets of water out here and attracting mosquitoes and all that. And then also, if you want to move it, it's not super, super heavy. I think you originally had like a whole bucket full of gravel, right? You're like, that's fun.
Yep.
Okay, so something else to set when you're setting up these cameras. There's a couple things that not everybody pays attention to, but if you're really wanting to get the best best amount of pictures that are actually animals, there's two things to do. One is to face it either north or south. And the reason for that is sometimes shadows will make the, this is in the daytime if you're having daytime pictures, sometimes shadows will make the sensor go off. And then the other thing is it does pick up grass blowing in the wind. So if you want lots of pictures of grass blowing in the wind, don't do anything.
Yeah, I used to weed eat in front of it.
Right. And so, yeah, so if you clear, and you're going to have to experiment on how far your camera reaches, because each camera is different, but sometimes it's quite a ways. And if you only want wildlife pictures, that's what you want to do, and it saves space on your SD card, because once that card is full, it doesn't have any more pictures. So if you have a windy day,
They hold a lot though.
they do hold a lot. So
32 is the maximum.
yeah, so for the Bushnells, the 32 gigabytes?
Yeah.
32 gigabytes is the maximum. I made that mistake by getting a bigger card, and I'm like, why is it working? Well, it's because it wasn't a 32. So
It holds a lot.
it holds a lot, yeah, it does. Other ones might hold more, other brands, but
Less.
trying to reduce the number of pictures that you get may or may not be important to you, but it might save you time. So we're going to collect the rest of these. He has 3 cameras out here. 3? 4. 4 cameras out here. And we'll see what's on them. Oh, so this is a different kind, right? It's still a Bushnell?
Model. Yeah. It's a low glow or something. The only real advantage is it uses 6 batteries.
Instead of 8.
Instead of 8. But other than that, I can't tell the difference.
All right, where to?
Come on, Dustin.
So when you started doing these, I think it was with the bats, right?
Yeah, on the porch.
So he called me and said, hey, what are these things that I'm seeing? You know, there's, what, these yellow legs? Is that what you call them? Yellow legs?
I don't, oh,
yeah, so the Jerusalem crickets.
Yeah.
So I told him what they were, the Jerusalem tree cricket legs, but they were up on the corner of the porch.
Body parts all over the porch.
Yeah, body parts. I think it was mostly legs, right?
Legs and heads.
Yeah. So, so then he's like, okay, well, I want to see if I can get pictures of them. And you set up a camera, and at first you got just really, really, really white stuff.
Yeah.
So it was basically the flash was whiting out everything, even though it was an infrared flash, it was still making everything white. So what he did is he put a piece of tape over part of the flash, and then you're able to get stuff, right?
I forgot about that. I guess that's correct.
Yeah, and it worked.
I forgot about
the tape.
Yeah.
So basically went from being basically blinded by the flash to being able to see bats and all of that. So that's pretty cool. And these ones you put lids on because the bucket came with it, or why?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Still has gravel in there?
Yeah.
Gotta inspect. What's been here, sweetie? Can you do it?
Lots of robins have been here.
Right.
I see the poop all over the place.
Number 3?
Yeah, I had some trouble matching
It
up.
was one, and then it was something else. So when you turn it on, you can also see how many images it's done. Yeah. That's something that it has on there, and all of the controls are right on the inner door.
It's all right here.
Cool. Take him inside.
See what there is.
All right.
Cat.
A cat. Yep. Little kitty cat. Do you know which cat that is?
No.
Actually, I wonder if this is going to be.
And this is at 1851, whenever that is.
Yeah, 1851. So it's in.
9 o'clock.
Yeah, it's military time. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So we got a kitty cat. You don't know which cat that is? Whose cat it is? No. Oh, something up close. So when this happens with the light being bright, it's something up close.
I don't know.
This means the flash is bouncing off of something. Bunny rabbit.
Yeah. And rain.
And rain. That might just be grass blowing in the wind.
And usually, if it's not at the very beginning, that won't be anything.
Right. So basically, the motion makes it start the video.
It triggers it. Yeah.
And so if it's not at the beginning, sometimes you do see something towards the end.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a coyote.
So what triggered it then?
It may have run by, and the coyote was at the end, huh?
Yeah. Well, at the very end. I do 15 seconds. That's long enough. For...
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Cool.
That's a fox, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's a fox.
Yeah.
Glowy eyes.
A little washout. Sometimes I got hardly any. Sometimes I got like 30 pictures of
Grass moving.
grass blowing and rabbits. But it just amazes me how much is out there at night. I see his ears.
Little jackrabbit. That is a young jackrabbit, actually.
More fog or something. It was foggy here.
Oh, that's a jackrabbit.
Yeah.
And it must have. I wonder if it misted up the camera lens.
It was foggy a few days ago. So this is 5 days ago, 16th. It might have been at your butt. Oh, close up of it at your butt. I don't think we'll see that one.
No?
No.
Here, I'm going to actually close this.
Okay. Yeah, how's your doing?
That'll be better.
How's your doing? I don't save the deer.
No, the deer one's fun. You can get lots of pictures of deer.
Yeah. Did I already format this one?
I don't think so.
I used to have an option to delete,
Right.
to delete it while I was in there.
So reformatting your card can be important for like the health of your card. Basically, it kind of like is defragmenting, like you're defragmenting your computer.
It cleans it out, yeah.
And then also it deletes anything on there. So so you don't have repeats for next time.
Well, I have an adapter because my computer doesn't have the slot for these, so I'll put it in there and then plug it in. The two Look at that, side by side out there.
Oh.
Are the more active. Yeah. I think there's a major highway in front of them. So some of the cameras I've moved around, and some of my others have been there since day one.
How long ago did you do the first one?
Oh gosh.
It's like 5 years? 6 years?
Yeah, around there. I don't remember, to be honest. Nothing.
Well, we'll see if we get anything on the end, like the coyote. Just grass blowing in the wind. So honestly, that's what most things are. If you set it to picture, we often do pictures for research. You just tab through it until something looks different. Something's down on the...
It's a plant.
Was it a plant? Oh yeah, it was.
I forgot about that. I was going to pull it up and I forgot the last time. And there's number 3, weed.
Gotta weed the cameras.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you're doing research, a lot of times it's pictures that you're doing because the videos is just too much to go through. And like you said, the first thing, you're going to get an animal, usually, because it's there's a bird.
It's a bird, yeah.
What are you doing out there at night, little one?
Wonder what it is.
There's a bird right here.
Yeah, I see it.
I'm showing the camera.
I wonder what it is.
Is it a dove?
I don't know. It's 5 in the morning almost.
Kind of looks like a dove. But what you do is you basically tab through the photos until you see something different. And then you're like, oh, what is that?
Right.
More rain.
Yeah.
That might be your dead camera, huh?
No. And number 4 was a dead one.
Or are you deleting them as you go?
Yeah. I get confused easy. I don't want
Oh, that's right, because you can't arrow anymore, can you?
No.
You used to be able to just arrow to the next one.
Right. If you can. I don't know how.
Yeah.
There's a lot of foggy ones here. If I miss one, if I delete one, that might have been good. There'll be more. I'm not that worried about it.
Well, you got that badger, and I've never... There was never badger here. There was never foxes here.
Foxes in there too, yeah.
And the same things... I mean, there was a wolf that went on the other side of the hill. Was that last year? Year before?
Yeah.
Last year?
I don't remember.
Oh, there's something. There's a bunny.
Flying by. I'd love to see one of the... something catching.
A prey-predator interaction?
That's kind of morbid, but maybe need to watch.
You guys done recording?
But no. There was a wolf that... Something jumped. Was that a rabbit? Yeah,
sure.
It's a jackrabbit. There was a wolf that went on the other side of the hill. The neighbor saw and reported. And was that a deer? Go back. Yeah, it's a deer. And so that would be pretty cool to catch on a camera. Oh, we're doing a dance. Marking territory.
I'm scratching my legs.
I think that's marking. You should keep that one.
That's that same deer I saw. He's huge.
He's marking his territory.
He's crossing his legs.
Really got to go to the bathroom.
Well, I think it's marking territory. Bunny! Little jackrabbit.
Yeah. I don't care about your rabbits.
They're everywhere.
They're pretty common, yeah.
Oh, deer belly.
Close up of a deer.
It's that big one that I told you.
I think so. Yeah, you get a lot of pictures that are... Oh, there's a fox?
Yeah, I think
Fox,
so.
a coyote in the fog.
So what?
It's a
Is
fox.
it fog?
Yeah, it's fog. Or it's condensation on the camera at least.
Yeah. And there's some windshield wipers.
It's dawn, huh?
Looks like it.
Or dusk.
Or dusk? It is dusk.
1913. Yeah. There's an airplane.
There's that same rabbit. Time to go home.
Yeah, that's it on the camera then. Yeah,
So you got those 2 deer ones?
One.
He got fox coyote on the other one, and we house cat.
What about scat?
A house cat.
Oh, I thought you said we have scat,
Well, yeah, that too.
which I thought was a strange thing to say. Like, did you go collect the scat to make sure it matched the...
And there's one that's farther up. Wind.
Wind.
Has been 2 weeks, and the weather hasn't been so real accommodating either.
Right, but you also don't have a whole bunch of junk pictures.
Yeah, that's true too.
Something else you can do with these cameras is to, if you're looking for like amphibians, and those are not warm, they're not going to pick up on the infrared sensor, you would think. However, I have heard of people using, you have to check your brand of camera that you're using to see whether if the camera is facing downward, if it will still take pictures. Some do, some don't. But for some of them, they do put them facing downward, and you can put them facing downward in like a little kind of trail of where you think something might be, and you can actually put a tile down, and during the day that tile will collect heat, and then if a amphibian goes across it, that change in temperature is a way to cheat the infrared. It will actually pick up the change from warm to cold, not just cold to warm. So if you're doing amphibian work or you want to kind of know about that, that is a way to, you make the background one temperature, meaning like a tile that's heated up with the sun, and then the thing that's moving across it is another temperature. So that is another way to kind of cheat the system. So we're gonna put the cards back out, and we'll go for another 2 weeks, right? All right, so putting back in the card is super simple, and it is important to actually turn it on. I've made that mistake. Have you made that mistake?
No.
No?
Put it to set up and wait for it to wake up. And then turn it on.
Yep.
I think it was blank. Actually, maybe I did once.
Maybe you forgot once.
Yes, maybe. What makes it mad is once I came out and had one picture of the day I put them in.
It was you?
No, and then no more, and the batteries were dead.
Oh.
I took one picture.
So when I did some badger research, I put some camera traps at badger reproductive dens to see if they were actually in use. And I drove to a site that was like an hour and a half from where I lived, and I put up my camera and all of that, came back, and I forgot to turn my camera on. And the thing is about that camera is it has the number of occurrences that happened because the battery was still active, but because it didn't actually turn on, or no, I think I forgot to put the card in. I think that's what happened. I turned it on, didn't have the card, and so it recorded the number of occurrences that comes up on the screen. I'm like, well, that's how many pictures I didn't get, and that was the only time it ever happened. Because that was an active one, and I never got pictures of a badger at that place because they had moved on by the time I came to collect my camera.
Kind of frustrating, I'm sure.
Yeah. So when did you start getting the foxes?
This year.
Okay.
Last,
And same thing with the badger?
I've only seen the badger.
So just that one time?
Once or twice.
That's this year. Did you lose it?
I have another camera I can put up, but 24 is enough.
So something else you can do when you're setting up these cameras for the first time is set it up, turn it on, and then walk in front of it. And it will show you where, at what point it's going to take a picture. It'll show you how far away it's taking a picture. And you can do that during your first setup so that you know where it's going to be taking a picture.
It does all that in the manual too.
Does it too? And so that's something you can do. That we actually did that every single time, just to walk in front of it after we set it and see that the red light goes on and takes a picture. Most of them do have a time limit, like maybe 30 seconds to 60 seconds after you set it, that it won't take a picture because it assumes that you're walking away from the camera. So you have to wait for that to start up again and then walk in front of it and see if it takes a picture. So there's a lot of troubleshooting stuff you can use too.
All done.
So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little trip outside of the regular homesteading stuff, which you can still use for homesteading stuff. You can use it to figure out what animals are in your area, what predators are in your area, what people might be in your area, and have fun with it too. Have fun with it, see all the animals. And if you have any questions, I have tons of experience through my work. Being a wildlife biologist, he has, you'd say, 6 years of experience doing this in the yard.
About, yeah.
So I'll be responding to comments. I don't know if you want to respond to comments too. But anyway, if you have questions, comments, go ahead and drop them in the bottom, and we'll get back to you and help you out with your journey with cameras.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you for watching. Hit that like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and select all to get all the content, and enjoy your day. Have a good day. Like, bye-bye. So the sun has set and it's not quite dark, but I want you guys to see these make a red light. It's going to show up as white, but it's red in real life. And that is the infrared sensor.